So I think I got my old mount fixed. This was the one I really liked because it's magnetic. Let me shut the window. It's the only thing I don't like about this car is it doesn't have power windows. It has power everything else. Why they didn't put power windows in here, I don't know. But I don't have Aiden with me because I dropped him off at school this morning and I just went to Walmart to get some stuff. Steven's grandma hasn't been doing good the past couple of days, and he wanted to send her to the hospital this morning, and he called his dad, and at first his dad was like, okay, take her, call the ambulance, because she literally can't move. Like, when I say I can't do this much longer, you guys, I'm not saying that to be mean. I just, like, mentally, I cannot do this anymore. Like, she has days where she's good, and then she has days where she literally cannot move, so she's just, like, all night. She just peed, she couldn't move, so this morning we were, like, stripping her, and we had to change her sheets and everything, and now her pee is getting that smell, like, when she gets a bladder infection, and that's when she ends up in the hospital and everything. So, I mean, at first he wanted to send her, and then she was, like, screaming at him that I'm not going back to the hospital, and when it gets bad like this, it gets bad, believe me. Like, it's always bad, but just worse when it's like this. So I don't know, his dad ended up saying to wait until tonight when Steven gets home from work, and if she's no better, which I doubt she's going to be any better, then we have to call the ambulance and have them take her to the hospital because she cannot move. And when Steven can't move her, then it's pretty bad, because, like, all the time I can't move her because she's dead weight, literal dead weight. That is why I think that's the main reason my anxiety is so bad. Like, I've never had it like this before. All my life I've had anxiety because I have that weird, like, shyness, don't want to talk to people and all that crap. But yeah, I have to fix the stickiness on the back of this magnet. But ever since we moved here and, like, started taking care of her, it's been 100 times worse. And, like, everything that happened with her daughter and everything, which, by the way, the shitty aunt called the other day on Friday, talked to her, told her she was going to come visit her on Sunday, and never showed up. And then that was, like, when she started going downhill again. So I don't know if it has anything to do with that or what, but I don't know at this point why she gets upset about it anymore, because her daughter always calls and says, oh, I'll come visit you, and then never shows up. She's a piece of shit. Like, I don't feel bad saying that at all. She's a horrible person, piece of shit, that's stolen thousands and thousands of dollars from her mother and, like, puts her through so much hell. But she has too big of a heart, and she just keeps forgiving her. And I think a lot of the problem is that she's losing her mind, so she, like, doesn't remember why she's so mad at her, or why we're all mad at her, and, like, don't want her in the house, don't want her to come over, period. I don't want my phone to fall because the stickiness on the back of the magnet is gonna fall. So I'm just, like, super high-strung today. Like, I'm rushing to get back because I don't want her to, I don't think she's even gonna try to get out of bed and fall, because she literally can't even lift her arm up, either of her arms. So this is right back to where we were the last time she had to go to the hospital. And what sucks is that she goes, and then she goes to the rehab thing at the nursing home. They dope her up with all kinds of drugs, and then they take her off those high dosages when she gets home, and then she just goes back downhill again. And they have, like, all the nurse, I'm dreading that. Like, if we go through this again, she's gonna come home, and then it's gonna be every single day of the week, either a nurse, a physical therapist, an occupational therapist. That's, like, that's draining on me, because I have to be there to, like, let them in and everything. And now Aiden's in school. He wasn't in school this last, well, yeah, the last time she came home and they had the nurses and everything coming, he had just started school, and then they did it for, like, 5 or 6 weeks, I think, and then, like, they only do it for a certain amount of time, and then they say, okay, there's nothing else we can do. And she was doing pretty good for a while, but now, like, every year in the fall she gets like this. And I was surprised that it happened in the summertime, because it's usually the weather has something to do with it. She has, like, severe arthritis of every kind of arthritis you can think of, fibromyalgia, And then when she gets these bladder infections, which she's prone to because she's got bad kidneys and everything, that just like exacerbates all her other issues. So she just is like a vegetable and does not want to move or anything. And like, you try to get her to eat. I just got her some donuts, even though she's not supposed to be eating that stuff. I know all she will eat is sweets. So I'm trying to get her to eat something. It's stressful. Like, I hate seeing her suffer, and she keeps saying she wants to die, which is like the most depressing thing you can witness. And it's just, mentally, I am so drained from this. I just have to vent to somebody, because like, I tell Steven all the time, and like, he knows, but it's just like, nobody wants to upset her, because like, none of us want to have to put her in a nursing home, especially his dad, which is like, the last time they were considering keeping her there, and then they ended up sending her home way earlier than she should have been sent home. She was just in the nursing home for like rehabilitation. Like, if an older person has like surgery or something on their neck and everything, they go to one of those places so that there's physical therapists, occupational therapists, and like nurses there on call 24/7, which is kind of what she needs now, because like, she'll get up in the middle of the night and then be stuck on the toilet for 2 hours because she can't move. And like, Steven and I are downstairs. Like, that happened the other night. She was banging on the floor. We tell her to like bang on the floor. So she was upstairs, we were downstairs sound asleep. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm usually the one that hears that, but I was like out dead cold because I've been so tired lately from everything that we've been dealing with. So Steven actually heard it, and he went upstairs, and she was like, I was stuck on the toilet for like 2 hours, that's why I called you. And he's like, why didn't you call me right away? Like, she has a lot of pride and doesn't want to ask for help, and that is the biggest downfall, because she'll try and get up and then she falls and I can't get her up. Like, she won't ask me for help. She waits until she falls and then calls me, and I'm like, Steven can't keep missing work. He's already used up all his vacation time, all his sick time for the year, and they're like ready to fire him if he tries to call out again. So he had to go to work this morning, and now we got her back into bed. Hopefully she has not tried anything. When I get home, I will see, but it's so stressful. Like, I'm mentally and physically drained from this. I've been going to bed super early at night. I'm usually a night owl, but I've been going to bed early because I gotta get up to get Aiden to school and everything. It is 10 o'clock now. He gets out at 2:15, so I have a while here. I'm just gonna go work in my office because it's right near her room. That's why we moved my office upstairs to begin with. And hopefully things will go smoothly today and not have any issues, because otherwise I'm gonna have to call him to come home from work. If she does something and falls and I can't pick her up, I can't pick her up, and then I would have to call the ambulance anyway, and she'll end up in the hospital anyway. I have like the Xfinity app on my phone now, so that I can see. Sorry, it's like, I don't know what that is. I can see when I'm out if anybody is calling the house phone. So I've been trying to keep an eye on that to make sure her daughter isn't calling and trying to show up. That's all I need is for her to come, and then she hasn't been to the house in a year, so she has no idea the state her mother is in right now. And like, the last time she came over, she would come over and like super early in the morning, which his grandma like can't get up and get mobile until at least 11 a.m. and she would try to rip her out of bed. And then there was one morning she tried to get her up, me and Steven were still asleep, and I guess his grandma was like stumbling, and she was like, oh my god, and called her other daughter, instead of saying anything to us, by the way, to make us look bad, like we were just sound asleep and didn't hear any of it. I can't stand that woman. I can't. I wish she would fall off the face of the earth. But yeah, she, like I said, she called the other day and said she was going to visit, but she never showed up, which I knew she probably wasn't going to. I almost wonder if she does, like, I don't think she even has a car anymore, which is why she hasn't been over here. But I'm almost wondering if she's been having someone, like, drive her by the house to see if we're there or not, you know? Like, if we weren't there, she'd have no qualms about going in the house and asking her for money or something. But when she sees our cars there, she's probably chickens out and leaves. But I'm home now, so I'm gonna go see what's up. It's rainy and gross today, and it's supposed to be worse tomorrow. Okay. I got these when I was at Walmart, and oh my god, they're so good. I thought they were gonna be like apple flavored, but they're not. They're just chocolate that's shaped like apples, and then they have like the gooey caramel in the middle. So good. They were in the Halloween candy aisle at Walmart. Now I am off to go get Aiden. So I am finally relaxed for the night. I just figured I would like end this video. Look at how awful our couch is. Don't ever buy a pleather couch. It's like this is what's left of the fake leather, but it all flaked off, and I'm constantly vacuuming the floor because of these little flakes everywhere. But Steven came home from work and had to call the ambulance to take his grandma because she literally couldn't get out of bed, and then he went and followed the ambulance, so he's there like to tell them what medications she takes and stuff, because for some reason they never have the correct meds on file for her. Like they never changed it from like the first time she ever went to the hospital. So we don't know how long they're gonna keep her there, and then I'm sure she'll end up in the rehab thing again. So maybe I'll at least get like a few days of a break. But I didn't like end the video properly before, so I figured I would end it by saying good night, and I will talk to you guys next time. It's so disgustingly gross out today. It's not like terrible, but it's rainy and icks. So, just picked Aiden up, and now I like Wednesdays. Well, every day it's only him and another kid, because only him and another kid do all day. They do the regular preschool classes until 11, I think, and then the rest of the day it's just him and another girl, so that's pretty cool. It's only 2 kids, more one-on-one time with teachers. I guess the afternoon is like the extra, that's when he gets his physical therapy and everything, and speech therapy. But we are going home because I don't feel like going anywhere else today. I just had music on that whole time, like an idiot. I just had music on, so I'm probably gonna have to cut all that out. But oh, that's too hot. I had to put the heat on because the windows are getting all foggy. I don't know why I'm filming right now. I don't have much to talk about. Steven's grandma's still in the hospital. He has to go when he gets out of work in a few hours to see what they said about all her test results and stuff, because he was there until, he didn't get home till like 10:30 last night, and they didn't have all her test results. They said it seemed like she had a UTI, which is probably going to end up being some type of kidney thing, because she has bad kidneys to begin with. So we don't know how long they're going to keep her there. I'm not going to lie, it's nice being alone in the house during the day. I don't have anybody to make lunch for or anything. I can get work done. That probably sounds so bad, but like, you have no idea. I've been so stressed out lately with all of this. And put it this way, I fell into being a caretaker, and I really don't have the, how should I put it? I have patience. I'm a very patient person, but like, I don't have the strength for it. Like, I can't physically lift someone who is dead weight and like doesn't, it's okay, it's perfectly fine when she's like in decent enough health that she can get herself to the bathroom and everything, but when it gets like this, it's just horrible. And my my light came on for my tire pressure, so I'm gonna have to fill the tires with air because I don't know which one is low. I'm not doing that today, not in this rain. Still having issues with the camera mount because I need a new magnet for the back of my phone. The magnet that's on there is all, it sticks to the back of the phone, but it's like the stickiness is all screwed up. So we are just going home. I'm probably going to make more bath bombs. I want to get stocked up on them. My unicorn ones sold out so fast, the unicorn poop ones, and I need to make a ton more of them, but the fragrance oil that I use for them is sold out from the place that I get it from, which is understandable because it smells amazing, but that sucks because I don't know when they're going to get it back. They never have set dates for when they get stuff back, so all I could do was sign up to be notified when they do get it back. I really like the coffin ones, but like, I was weary of getting that mold because if you look on Etsy, like every shop that makes bath bombs has that same exact coffin mold. That's why I wanted to make them a little different. I didn't want to make just plain coffins. I included the soap with them. We came to see my grandma, but she's in the hospital because she has been having stomach issues. So now both my grandma and Steven's grandma are in the hospital. And right now my uncle's putting air in my tires because I said yesterday that the tire pressure light came on in my car. And Izzy doesn't want to get out of my lap. Yes, I love you too. I love you too. Aiden's singing the song, one of the songs from Trolls. Zelda just ate an apple. Zelda ate your apple, buddy. Aiden's playing with blocks. Who's that? Now I'm just waiting so that we can go home. I'm waiting for him to fill the tires with air. Because he has the air machine in the garage, so it's better than me going to a gas station and having to stand out in the rain because it's raining today too. What you doing? My shirt smell good? Alright, that's it for right now. I have no idea how I'm going to end this video, so maybe I'll just end it right here because I have like 4 different days that I filmed. Now you're gonna eat the apple too? Since when do you guys like apples? So that's pretty much, I am so shiny. I wore no face makeup today. I figured there was no point because it's raining out. You wanna say bye?
Bye.
We will talk to you next time.